Oh, hello there. Yes, well, it's getting close to Easter, isn't it? Yes, that time of year when we all get to be pious and we have to think of all those religious things that we need to do. And, well, for some people, obviously, it's not taking any time off from their petty-minded bigotry. I did have to smile at this yesterday, which was Darren Grimes, who was taking issue. Good grief, really? I think it's his job, isn't it? Yes, with a pure gym notice. And as he spited out, if I can only put it that way, can anyone please explain this to me? Why are gym users being forced to observe religious customs? Pure Jim, yes. Take notice, says the notice. As a form of respect to our staff members observing Ramadan, we kindly ask you to cover up with a towel when you exit the shower. Thanks for your understanding. Yes, you can see how appallingly forceful that is, asking people to cover up with a towel. But the thing that got me about this, of course, is that if you want to moan about a religion, you need to know something about it. And maybe it might help if Darren understood why it was that they're going to put up that notice. Darren doesn't know. It's a bit hard, I think. It's a bit kind of useless on his part to kind of slag off a religion when he doesn't know the meaning for it. And, well, it's to do with that thing about piety, which the good Christian boy that is Darren, of course, knows nothing about. We'll leave aside the overt homosexuality, which I do believe the Bible has things to say about. We'll just leave that to one side because, of course, we don't have to observe bits of religion that we don't agree to, in very much the same way as we don't have to agree with the bits of religion, other religions we don't agree to either. But it just strikes me being forced to observe other people's religions is a bit rich, bearing in mind I can't move in my local Tesco's and indeed Budgeons and indeed insert name of your local supermarket here for bleeding Easter eggs. Yes. Unbelievable, these people. Right, okay, it's that classic thing, yeah? That equality looks like oppression, doesn't it? Anyway, the New Culture Forum joined in, inevitably. Peter Whittle, there's another gay man for you. That's acceptable, though, isn't it? Because, of course, we've moved on from those barbaric times. Yes, as indeed how have all those other religions. But, I wonder if he's ever going to visit Uganda on holiday. Probably not, eh? Yes. Anyway, the New Culture Forum had this. The continuing Islamification of Britain. Oh, God, yes. We must resist every attempt to change our habits. Absolutely. I feel the same way about, making homosexuality legal. After all, for God's sake, etc., etc. In any event, what on earth does nudity have to do with Ramadan? And again, we can see that the folks at New Culture Forum have no knowledge of a religion that they insist to us is barbaric. Naturalique. Anyway, you see, I have resisted for a long period of time saying anything about, Rachel Reeves and budgets, and I'm going to carry on doing that. But I was chuckling to myself in so many different ways about Fraser Nelson yesterday, who tweeted this out. The King is quite right to describe the free press as a cornerstone of democracy. Okay, but freedom means freedom from government. Not quite sure if it does, but okay. The Emirati government in its own little boxed bit there, owns the Telegraph in defiance of Parliament's order that divest. Yes, be awful, wouldn't it, if we had a foreign government that owned our media? But it's fine to have foreigners owning our media, and it's fine to have, billionaire non-doms owning our media who tell us what to do even they don't bleed and live here and certainly don't pay any tax here. So, I don't know, I would argue, Fraser, that, free press as a cornerstone of democracy, I'd fully agree with you, but it'd be nice to have some, wouldn't it? It would be just simply nice to have some because, of course, the actual kind of basically free press that we have, which is like indicated by various companies or institutions like the BBC, gets slagged off by Fraser Nelson because it's not owned by overseas non-doms. Good grief, how on earth can you expect you to find out the truth if you can't hear it from a non-dom billionaire who probably is a US citizen? Yes, you, Rupert Murdoch. Yes, freedom means freedom from government. No, it doesn't. Freedom means a wide variety of different things. There are different freedoms. There are freedoms to and there are freedoms from. Freedoms to do things is something that we have very little of in the the UK. Now, I can put out these videos, but GP News has a lot more money than me, yeah? I can be freed from certain things, but that's only guaranteed by government, and it sure as hell isn't guaranteed by the press. They aren't going to free me from pressing in my working environment, and they're certainly probably going to cheer it on, because they employ people like Darren Grimes to do it. Yes. Still, it would be nice if we could have a bit less of the hypocrisy at Easter, but of course we won't, because all of those good Christians will be cheering on people. And don't forget, if you're unhappy with Pure Gym, you could always boycott them, but there was a bit of a hoo-ha last year where various people were threatening to do exactly that thing because of the group leaders' comments about Israel. Yeah. Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? When people exercise their rights, they're always wrong, at least in some people's minds. So if you want to go to Pure Gym, please go. If you don't want to go, don't go. It's your choice in the marketplace. But it would be rather nice if the marketplace wasn't owned by billionaire non-doms. Then I might actually feel freer, Fraser. Darren, Peter, yeah, but we won't talk about that. We don't talk about that kind of ownership and that kind of oppression. It only comes from brown people. Do have a glorious end to the week. I've earned my weekend. I've certainly done so. It's been a long one. Easter soon.